Hi, I'm Christina and this is going to be a vlog style book review of the new science fiction book Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. So this author also wrote The Martian and I absolutely love the film adaptation of that starring Matt Damon. In fact, it's one of my favourite science fiction films of all time, and this one is also going to be adapted into a film. The main character is going to be played by Ryan Gosling. So I'm very much looking forward to reading this one, and I'm going into this one with quite high expectations. So the story is about an astronaut who is the sole survivor on his mission. If he fails this mission, it will be the end of the Earth and the end of humanity itself. However, he has just regained consciousness and he can't even remember his own name, let alone the purpose of his mission or the urgency of it. So I'm really looking forward to reading this one. I think it's a wonderful concept, and yeah, I think it's going to be really, really good. So I've read the first 70 pages of this in just one sitting and I'm really enjoying it so far. We follow our main character as he first regains consciousness and he can't remember anything at all. He doesn't know who he is, where he is, or what he's meant to be doing. And then he slowly starts to regain his memories, and we see that through the form of flashbacks, and I really like the way that that's done. So for part of the story, we're in the present with him and we do not know what's happening at all. And then as he starts to remember things, we obviously learn a lot more about the situation and what's happened and why he is where he is. And I really like the way that that's been done. I think it's really exciting and you're kind of going along on the journey with him, discovering what exactly is happening. And yeah, I think that's done really, really well. Now, there is a lot of science in this book. It is a very, very science heavy book and I really enjoy that aspect of it. I think it adds a lot of depth to the story and it makes it feel very real and very immediate, and I just really like the way that that's been written, and you can see that Andy Weir has put a lot of time and a lot of effort into researching a lot of things to pack inside this book, and I think that's really, really great. I really like that aspect of it. There is a lot of maths in this, and yes, it goes completely over my head, but I love that it's been included. I think it's a really great attribute in this book. So I have finished Project Hail Mary, and let me just start off by saying this is my absolute favourite science fiction book of 2021 so far, and I'm gonna go so far as to say this is my favourite science fiction book of all time. It was absolutely wonderful. I really, really enjoyed my time with this one. It was fun, it was exciting, it was fast-paced, and it was such a readable book for me. It is a big book and it was so easy to get lost in this story, and just for a couple of hours I was just absolutely captivated by this. I can't recommend this book highly enough. So I'm not going to comment on the plot of this one at all. I think you should go into it knowing as little as possible. If you're looking for a great new science fiction read, then I think you should definitely pick this one up. There is a lot of science in this book. It is packed full of science, and I think that adds a lot of weight and a lot of depth to the story. It feels very realistic. All of the danger and the threat feels very immediate and just, yeah, very realistic. It feels like this actually could happen, and I think that's a wonderful attribute of a science fiction book. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. So this book deals with some very, very heavy topics, namely the possible extinction of the entirety of the human race, and coming to terms with your own mortality, coming to terms with your own limitations, and finding things out about yourself that maybe you didn't want to know. And it really looks at the question of what does it mean to be human, and yet at the same time it manages to be very, very funny, very witty, very heartwarming and just very touching. I was so emotionally connected to the two main characters in this story, and I will just say that I absolutely loved the character of Rocky, and I just thought it was brilliantly written. This is a science fiction book with a lot of heart, and I often find that science fiction lacks that for me, and yet this book has it in spades. I was so connected to these characters and the way that we get to know our main character on a very deep emotional level. We find out the good about him, the bad about him, his limitations, a lot of different parts of his personality. It is a deep dive into the main character, and we spend so much time with him, and I just thought it was excellent. It was very, very well done, and I would highly, highly recommend this book. So if you have read this book, please let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I would love to chat to you about it. And if you want to read this book now, please let me know that too. So thank you so much for watching. I'm going to leave some of my other book reviews down below, just in case you'd like to watch them. Please like the video if you liked it, and please do subscribe if you'd like to see more of me talking about books. I'll see you in my next one. Bye!